here. So this is Qulillahum. Okay, kasra. Okay. Yes.
So we should not pronounce two beats at lam mushaddad.
Lam mushaddada, 2 beats. No, it is as a double kind of double letter. Yes. Allah. Allah. So as if two letters. Allah. Okay, it's double. Okay, as in English, whenever we have double kind of letters. Okay. But it's not beats is related to the hunna.
Yes.
Okay, beats is related to hunna.
Like prolonging, I was talking about the prolongation. So like we can say Deenillahi or we can say Deenillahi.
But do not make it like, yes, we cannot say Deenillahi. No, this is not right. It is double of the letter does not mean like the 2 beats. It's less than this, because it is like, as I said, doubling of the letter, like if you can count or measure it like half or 3/4 of a beat. Okay, you can put it like this. But we cannot say, as you said, Deenillahi. No, it's not.
Another mistake in Pakistan we are saying Allah, just Allah.
Allah.
But some person like fill your mouth Allah. This is the correct way to say.
So this is a problem, I guess. Yes, that we are always making the wording to be always with one voice, one way. Yeah, this is why we take this class. Try to practice. Try to whenever that you have a habit of saying and pronouncing the word in a certain way based on your dialect or accent or whatever, try to change as much as you can. Okay. The last case is what?
So what is the correct pronunciation? Deenillahi.
Deenillahi. Yes, Deenillahi. 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 I think you are always saying like Deenallahi. How you can
we can pronounce the light letters correctly, but the heavy letters.
Deenallah. Yeah, this is actually this is not Deenillahi. Yes, this is not right. It should be Deenillahi. 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 Like here, you said how you say this? Qulillahum. I think you say it right in general in your language.
We can in Urdu light letters we can pronounce easily, but the heavy letters we have problems.
The dominant there is the light.
Like Allah.
Allah.
But we say Allah.
Allah. Always you say Allah like this.
Allah. So like, but in heavy letters the mouth should be full.
Yeah,
Allah.
that's right. Allah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. The last division in this, if the reader starts reading with the name of Allah, then Allah or Allahumma will be heavy. Whenever you start with Allah, okay, for example, in Ayatul Kursi, you say, Allahu la ilaha illallah, right? So you start with Allahu, always it should be heavy. Whenever you start with Allah, there is nothing before it, then it should be heavy. Okay? Remember this well. Now this is a diagram that would make it easy for us to remember. Okay? This illustration here, or this diagram is giving to us the cases. So the lam in the exalted name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it has 3 different cases. If the letter before the name of Allah has fatha or dhamma, so it should be heavy. And if the reader starts reading with the name of Allah, it should be heavy. So here they are going to be heavy. Lam in Allah should be heavy. But if the letter before the name of Allah has kasra, then it should be. Okay. Any questions regarding this?
Sir, you mentioned something
Yes.
that if there is, for example, dhamma or fatha before lafaz Allah, it makes the lam heavy and the entire word heavy. Why entire word?
No, because the entire word depends primarily on the lam. The entire word does not depend, for example, on ha, which is the last letter of the word. Because lam inside the word, so it makes the entire word as it's heavy.
It appears like it is heavy.
Yes, it is okay, because we do not have something called heavy word and light word. Okay? But we can say that a kind of, because the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in itself is small, Okay? Whenever there is one letter is heavy, which is inside or in the middle, it makes the whole word as if it is heavy. Okay? So this is the lamb. The last. How many cases nowadays? How many cases?
How many?
Three cases. Okay, we have said 3 cases, which are. No, the first. I'm talking about the heavy and light letters. Letters who are the letters which are having the heavy and light cases. Number 1.
Permanent, heavy, permanent.
Yes, I mean. Okay, we have heavy letters which are. We have light letters. Okay, which are not in all the cases. Now in the middle. What are in the middle? We have 4 cases. What is the first one? The exalted name of Allah. This is one. Okay. The second? Wunna. Okay. What is the keyword? Okay. And after that? Whenever we say wunna, we are taking care of the following or preceding? Following. Okay. Min sharri min ba'di, this is light. If we say an tabaq, this is heavy. Okay? So we are talking about the following letter. And after that, alif al-mad, which is preceding. Okay? The preceding letter. And the last one is what? Ra, which is going to be handled here. This is a bit detailed. Ra is a bit detailed. Okay? But I want to make it easy for you. And after that, we're going to have the practicing examples. Okay? Ra is a bit complicated, but wallahi, if you just try to understand it simply, you will find that it's very easy. Okay? So Ra, it has 3 cases. It has 3 cases. The first one, the case where that we have first one is whenever we have the ra to be always light. Always light. As rijal mari'a. Whenever we have something like this, first and then I will give the examples so that you can understand it easily. Whenever we have ra to have kasra under it, in this case it will be light. Okay? If the ra itself has fatha or dhamma, it should be heavy. That's easy, right? Then let's go to the case where that there is what? Sukoon over the ra. It will have different cases. It will have different cases. So here, these are the cases. Okay? It's also the cases are very easy because they are related to the fatha and dhamma as the case for ra itself. So whenever we have the letter before it, look at the previous letter before ra. Okay? If it has kasra, then ra should be light. And if this letter, which is before ra, has dhamma or fatha, it should be heavy. Right? It's easy now. Okay. And after that, if we have something called hamzatul wasl, which is like this, anirta'u, which is you're going to find it like alif, and there is something above it like small sad. I'm not sure about your version in Urdu. I think it's different. Do you know this? Do you know this kind of hamzatul wasl? Hamzatul wasl.
In Urdu, it's different.
You put
Like
it
the sign of Hamzatul Wasl, it is not written in our.
okay, it's only in Urdu versions, it is like this, nothing above.
Yes.
But here in the Mus'haf, which is the commonly used, you will find something like this, sad above it, which is Hamzatul Wasl. Okay? Why Hamzatul Wasl? This is because using this Hamza, we are going to read the letter which is having sukoon after it. As I said before, Arab cannot start with Ra, which is sakina, in the beginning of the word. So we put something in order to start with this. So this Alif, which is Hamzatul Wasl, based on which we are going to pronounce Ra sakina. Anyway, this inshallah also detailed issue. We can't talk about it later. So whenever we have Hamzatul Wasl, it will be heavy. And whenever we have the letter Ya, then it should be light. Like Khayr, for example. 4 cases, right? 4 cases. Kasra, before the letter, it should be okay. Fatha or Dhamma, heavy. Hamzatul Wasl, heavy. And Ya, light. Okay? So this is very easy now. After that, if the letter before it is sakin, okay? So bear with me. I know that it's a bit complicated, but wallahi, as I said, you will find that after the class, you can say it without looking to the paper, okay? So we should look at the haraka on the previous letter, okay? Again, if we are now talking about what here means that Ra is sakin, and we look to the letter before Ra, we found it sakin. So we are going to look to the letter before this second letter. So if it has kasra, then Ra should be yes, it should be light. Okay? And if, yes, except this is the exception, it's something else. But if we have the letter that is having dhamma or fatha, in this case it will be heavy. Okay? And we have some exceptions here. The exceptions, we are going to talk about it later. But I want you to remember the main diagram. Okay? So we have Ra. It has 3 different cases. The first one is what? Whenever it's light, which is, we have kasra. And the other one, whenever it is dhamma or fatha. So it should be heavy. And in the middle, which is having the Ra having sukoon. In this case, we should look to the previous letter. If the previous letter is having kasra, in this case, Ra should be light. If the previous letter has fatha or dhamma, so it will be heavy. Then let's go to the middle one. If the previous letter has sukoon, then we'll go to 2 cases. The first one is the light one, which is the letter having what? Kasra. So the Ra should be light. And then if it has fatha or dhamma, in this case, Ra should be heavy. Okay? This diagram is clear now?
Yes.
Everything? Anyone can say it to me?
We can just leave
In
it
4 seconds. Anyone? Anyone? Okkar, can you say it? Okay, say it.
If Ra has
Yes, without looking, it's very easy.
If Ra,
Mhm.
it has kasra,
Mhm.
it will be light. Or if Ra has sukoon, we will look at the word before it.
Mhm.
If Ra has dhamma or fatha, it would be heavy.
Yes.
So in the case it has sukoon, we
Yes.
will see the previous letter over there.
Mhm.
If it has kasra, it would be light,
Mhm.
like in the previous case.
Yes.
And if it has dhamma or fatha, it
Yeah.
would be heavy.
Yes.
And if the word before it has sukoon,
Mhm.
then the ruling is over here, like we will see like this.
Yes, which is light if it has kasra, and if it will be dhamma or fatha, it will be heavy. So this is the diagram for Ra. It's very easy, right? Very easy. Now we can go to the exceptions. We can put the exceptions now. Okay? Okay, so let's have the examples first for this, so that it will be easier for example, here for the light, I want to put, cannot write like this. Okay. So here we have Rijal and where exactly?
near the
Like this one?
Yeah.
So yes, what is anything here? Maybe this one?
No, you have, maybe you can press center. Before
the
up,
icons.
Show
Down?
the image of oil.
down.
Yes.
This one?
Yeah.
The icons.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's right. So here, for example, it's very, it's very, very thick, right? This is like rijal, for example. Okay, rijal.
Okay, like this.
Okay. There is, okay, here. No, this is the.
Yes, it was.
Here, this one.
Okay.
Rijal, and for example. This is the weight of the color itself, but the thickness.
It's okay because
You can find it. You can.
Yes, it is okay.
Very good. So here, this is example for a ra. When it starts, we can start a ra with when the letter or when the kasra is there. Rijal.
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 Rijal. Ra here is what? Light. Mari'a. Mari'a. Like hani and Mari'a. Mari'a. Ra here is what?
Like
And in Laylatul Qadr khayrun, if we say Laylatul Qadr khayrun. Al-Qadri, Ra here, if you look at the Mus'haf, you'll find kasra. Okay, so at the end, Ra comes at the end. So in the first case, it was coming in the beginning of the word, here, in the middle of the word, here at the end of the word. And all of them, Ra will be light. Okay. Laylatul Qadri khayrun min al-Shahr. Laylatul Qadri. Laylatul Qadri. Laylatul Qadri. This is for the case of the light. For the case of the heavy, for example, Rabbi, there is fatha here over this. Rabbi, Rabbi. Can you distinguish the difference now? Rabbi, it is mufakhama, heavy. We do not say Ribbi. It's not right. It should be Rabbi. For example, bi Rabbikum. And Dhamma is Ruziqu. Dhamma here, this is a Ra, and there is Dhamma here. Ruziqu. Okay, so this is the case of the heavy one. Let's go to the sukut, which is, we should look to the previous letter. Go to the easy. Let's have the examples here. So, yes, this is the light one, which is like the case of the light, which is khayr, as you can see. Khayr. Yeah, there is before a ra, and whenever there is ya before ra, the ra should be light. Ra should be light. Okay, but qadir.
Professor, it is only when we want to stop over here, right? If we want to say like khayrun.
Yes. Khayrun. Yes, if we are going to stop, yes, because if in this case ra is sakina. I mean here, this is the case of a ra sakina. So we are going to the case where a ra supposedly to be sakina. But actually because we are in continuation of the sentence, so they are putting here something. Okay? But actually whenever we are going to stop, then a ra should be second. Okay? So it is khayr.
I want to just
Qadir.
I want just this explanation that like if we want to recite it like khayrun.
Khayrun. Yes, this is something else.
then it would be not light, it would be heavy. Because
I. Won't